Welcome to Gizmos, found at explorelearning.com, where the world's largest library of interactive online simulations for math and science education in grades 3 through 12 can be found. Get started today with your free 30-day trial, or log in using the green button at the top right if you already have an account. Once you've logged in, you'll find yourself here on your home page, or your Me page. We'll get started by adding your classes. Using the tab at the top, you can change the class that's already there, or add new classes. Now that you have the classes set up, you can enroll your students. You can either have the students enroll themselves, or you can manually add them to your class. If the students are adding themselves, they will create an account with a username and password of their choosing and use the class code circled in pink to enroll in your Gizmo class. If you want to manually set up the account, choose Manage Roster found under the Class tab. When manually setting up the roster, you will choose the Add New Student blue button and type in the student's first and last name. The program will automatically generate a username and password for this student, and once you've enrolled the entire class, you can distribute these usernames and passwords for your students to be able to log in to your Gizmos. Congratulations! Now that your class is set up, you can move on to finding the educational activities that will lead your students to better conceptual understandings. Click the Browse Gizmos blue button towards the top of your window. At any point, you can search for a specific gizmo by using the search box circled here in red. But under the Browse Gizmos tab, we find all of our gizmos are divided either by subject and grade level, or by your state standards, or even by the textbook that you are using. Once you select a gizmo, there are many options here on this one screen describing your gizmo. First, there's an abundance of materials for you, the teacher, found right here beside your gizmo's icon. These materials vary from gizmo to gizmo, but they're always found in Word documents and PDFs for your ease of viewing. Next, we can look at the user recommendations, or the reviews that are given by previous teachers who have used this particular gizmo. And finally, you can click on the Gizmo tab, circled here in green, so that you can explore and use the gizmo yourself before giving it to your students. Once you've decided that this is the perfect gizmo for your students, you can click the blue Add Gizmo to Class button found at the top right of the icon. This menu will allow you to add this gizmo to just one class, or multiple classes, or even all of your classes. And make sure once you add them to the class, you click Done so that it will appear on your student's Gizmo page. Once you've added the gizmos, you can click on My Home page found at the top right, and then choose the tab for the class you're setting up, and you should see your gizmo listed there under the class title name. Directly under the class title name is a list of menu options in blue writing. One of these is Manage Gizmo List, which will come in handy once you have more than one gizmo selected for your students. When managing your gizmo list, you can add headings to categorize your gizmos. You can also use the arrows on the right side to move your gizmos around and order them in a way you would like. Now that you have your gizmos set up and organized, your students are ready to log in and use the gizmos for themselves. At the bottom of each gizmo activity is a short multiple choice quiz that will allow you to assess their conceptual understanding after having used the gizmo for as long as they feel necessary. Once the students complete the activity that correlates with the gizmo, you have an option of looking at the assessment results. These results tell you a lot of information. First, it gives the exact answers that each student put and the percentage correct of those answers. It also gives you the ability to remove the student's score and allow them to retake or redo the activity. And finally, it gives an explicit explanation as to why the answer graded correct is the correct answer and how it is calculated. This is a very basic overview of how to set up and implement Gizmos in your classroom. There are many different Gizmos for many different age levels across math and science subjects, so there's many different possibilities for you to use these. I encourage you to explore on your own, and I hope you have fun with Gizmos.